And thank you so much, my new cousin Devleena. Good afternoon, everyone, and good afternoon, my newly extended families, uncle, cousins, aunties, friends. Thank you all for attending today's lunchtime lecture. This afternoon, it has been a privilege to listen to Professor Alam, I call him cousin or uncle, Professor Alam, talk about the ways that India's population is evolving and how the nation is responding to these challenges. It's very deep, very informative conversation today. Thank you so much for your lecture. Professor Alam is currently on a speaking tour in Australia, and it has been a pleasure to host him as a special international guest on the Sydney leg of your tour. Following on from today's successful lecture, we are excited to announce that in 2019, we will be commencing a series of lectures on international relations so that we can discover more about our neighbors living in every part of the world. Stay tuned for more information. I'd like to also thank my new cousin, Professor Devleena Ghosh, for facilitating today's talk. It has also been very rewarding to hear you speak. And I'd like to invite my international new cousin from Hong Kong, Alex Cho, Director of Cheltenham Academy International Co. Limited, to the stage to present a small gift. Please, Alex, give a gift to my cousin, Professor Ghosh. Yes.
Being your cousin is gift enough.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Devleena. Great cousins. Now I would like to call on my cousin, Professor Alam, to give a gift to my abla, Kathy Aher, who has been very generous in sharing with us for her insights and expertise to help us shape our programs. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Alam. These gifts from my uncle's shop. Turkish delight, Turkish plates. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Professor Alam. And before we conclude, I'd like to invite you to a few Affinity's upcoming events. And first, and you can look, if you don't mind, Devleena and also Professor Alam from the screen. And in early August, the 2018 Abraham Conference, which is 17 years old, will be held at the Western Sydney University, where keynote speaker Steve Kilelia, founder of the Institute for Economics and Peace, and a panel will be discussing pillars of peace, Jews, Christians, and Muslims working together. In mid-August, our morning conversation, we do morning conversation, luncheon, and evening lecture. And in mid-August, our morning conversation series continue with Lisa Davis, editor of the Sydney Morning Herald, who will be sharing what a day in the life of modern newspaper editor looks like. The conversation will be facilitated by Natalie Ahmed and from SBS and ITV. Also in mid-August, there will be a special lunchtime panel with Michael Kirby, former Justice of the High Court of Australia. He will be joined by Emeritus Professor Ron McCallum, and they will have a discussion on the issues that are faced by people within the LGBTIQ community, as well as those with a disability. The program will be facilitated by Pauline Wright, Executive Director of the Law Council of Australia. In late August, we will hold a special talk on climate change with Professor Will Stephen from ANU and Professor Clive Pearson from Charles Sturt University. In early, as you see that August flat out, I hope seeing you at other events. In early September, our A+ Youth Lecture Series continues with a talk from Sarah Mansour, co-founder of Banksy and Poetry Slam, who will be discussing how social media is helping tackle sexual harassment. The session will be facilitated by ABC journalist Kathleen Calderwood. She's my cousin new. Finally, this July, Affinity is launching an exciting new intercultural initiative. I think model from India, maybe model from Australia to India. Cooking classes. The classes will be held on a Sunday afternoon in the home of a Turkish family in Western Sydney. The session will start at 1 p.m. and will go for a couple of hours. The family will share with you step by step how to make Turkish dish. I think it's a 3-course meal. We look forward to seeing this program this Sunday. We believe that sharing food is a fantastic way to not only sharing culture, but break down barriers and connect with others in a meaningful way. As we are in the early stages of launching this project, we are collecting expressions of interest from a potential guest. If you are interested in attending, please contact us on info@affinity.org.au. Information, all of the events I have mentioned are available on our website because you can see August, September, October, and November. And we already started working on 2019's projects. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, to speak to one of our staff, Brock and Minay at the back, and myself in front of your cousin or nephew. Once again, thank you for attending today and look forward to seeing future events. Thank you.